So James Franklin had a video, I believe we got, where he was sharing his thoughts about the consistency across the college football landscape during a presser with Marcus Freeman. Check out what he said.
I think it should be consistent across college football. I think, again, this is no knock at Coach or Notre Dame, but I think everybody should be in a conference. I think everybody should play a conference championship game, or no one should play a conference championship game. I think everybody should play the same number of conference games, but just the numbers are going to make things more challenging if you're playing one more conference game. So I just think things need to be consistent across college football.
Thoughts on that, Steve? Do you agree, disagree?
It's hard to disagree. I don't disagree. I think he's saying what a lot of people want. And the SEC actually, I think, plays one less conference game than other people. And, you know, I don't know. Until you get a centralized body, like a commissioner, your version of Pete Rozelle or Roger Goodell or Tagliabue, I'm not so sure how you're going to manage this. I mean, look, the SEC loves having that extra date in mid to late November where you can schedule a directional team that you blow out, you get healthy. It's basically a bye where you get to play a lot of your freshmen and develop a little depth before you go into a rivalry game.
Right.
But I don't see how anyone could really have an argument with what James Franklin is talking about.
Yeah, I agree. JB, you agree as well? We need more consistency across the college football landscape?
Yeah, it's not even a discussion.
Huh?
Yeah, but I'm gonna be honest. I know James too well. I know why he said all those things too. That's his get out if he gets his ass whooped tonight.
I don't know about that.
That's his. I said it, guys. I'm just saying, Steve. I said it at least. I'm out there on record.
Yeah, but how would that really apply? I mean, he probably was asked, "What do you think about the state of college football?" It's not like he's saying, "Hey, what do you think about Notre Dame's defense?" Well, I think everyone should be in a conference. It's not like he answered that question.
Yeah. Well, I know, but I'm just saying it's going to be something that he can get out of. Just like he was a coach in waiting at Maryland, it's the same situation. He can't beat a top 5 team yet. Period. I got to see it tonight for me to say, all right, James, it's time to get serious on the national landscape of things. You're in the Final Four, which is a lame duck Final Four in my opinion. I want to see what he does tonight because they have the 2 best players in the game, in my opinion, in Carter and the tight end. And I think Love is the 3rd best player in this game as the running back for Notre Dame. All 3 of those guys can be impactful. I think that's just a way of Franklin saying, you know what, if Notre Dame beats our ass, this is what needs to change. And he's also the guy pushing Nick Saban to be the commissioner, Steve. So, like, this all makes sense that he's pushing all this at this time. So, I don't know. It is what it is. I agree with him, though. Like Steve said, it's not even debatable. This is clearly what needs to happen. I mean, we need to have guys in the conference or nobody and just rank them 1 through 12, Steve. No conference champ, none of that. Clemson would have been out. South Carolina would have been in. SMU would have been out. I'm just saying, just rank them. And Alabama would have been in because I don't know. They played Michigan as the 11th ranked team in the country.
They shouldn't have been in. They horrible.
They shouldn't have been in.
They shouldn't have been in at all. And I wouldn't have wanted them in.
They should not have been in.
No,
they should not have been.
We all know hindsight 2020. We all know hindsight.
No. After 24-3 to Oklahoma, there was no hindsight. There was only eyesight.
Thank you.
Our
eyes work, Jason.
By a 6-6 Oklahoma team.
Yeah.
There is no hindsight. That team.
The only reason I said it.
They were not a top 12. Not a top 12 team. Bullshit.
I hear you.
They were shitty. Coach, you are not applying the same standards. They were absolute shit. Fuck the whole time.
Dog shit.
Let's stop that shit. Miami didn't deserve to be in it, and neither did Bama. Let's get that shit right out the fucking way.
Shit.
That's bullshit.
I agree.
Then why'd you say it then?
Don't even say that shit, then.
Fucking talk. All I'm saying is that would not have been the Alabama team that would have played in a playoff, though. Let's be clear. That wasn't the same team.
Well, the one that showed up that got beat by Vanderbilt would have showed up, or the one that got – Come on, Coach.
belong. I don't believe they belong. All I'm saying is that team, you know how damn well we saw Florida State last year who got shunned and got their ass beat by 60 because they don't want to be there.
Their whole team,
people don't want to play in those games. Yeah,
right,
but these guys don't want to play in those games.
Yeah, but there's a difference, though. That Florida State team actually had a bunch of opt-outs after the Jordan Travis thing, but they went 13-0. They didn't lose to 6-loss teams. As much as I hate Florida State, I'll tell you, throughout most of that year when Jordan Travis and that team was healthy, I actually said to myself, this sucks. They actually are a top 5 team. At no time did Alabama really play consistently the whole year.
Nope.
I'm just telling you. And you know what? Another team that really didn't, but they actually deserved to be in it, but they showed a lot of cracks in that foundation, was Georgia. I still remember watching Georgia struggle against Kentucky, and I said, there's something wrong there. We have to. I don't want Nick Saban as the commissioner. I don't want an SEC guy there. We already had that. No. Sorry, Saban, you're good. You paid players under the table for years. You were good at it. I don't need you to be the commissioner and show favorite to 12 teams. No. As much as I like you, make your money with Aflac. I don't need you. We already have enough SEC bias.
He's cooking right now. I don't know.
I am. That's what I fucking do because a lot of people, I want to be nice to Saban. If I ever saw Nick Saban, he came up to me, I saw what he said on JB's show. Here's what I say. Yeah. And? Well, I mean, I don't understand this. Like, everyone's got a genuflect to this guy. Give me a fucking break. Why is he the commissioner? They played by a different set of rules with the commissioner who's an LSU guy, coach. That's bullshit. God damn.
I said it on the show last week. I said I wouldn't make Saban the guy, even though everybody's pushing that, because they all know, the ones that are pushing Saban, I think it needs to be a guy straight down the arrow that knows, that coach, that play, that knows the game. It doesn't need to necessarily be a Saban. I said it on the show with Smitty last week. I said they're pushing that because they know how it will go.
Right.
Saban will turn his eyes and let the Wild Wild West happen.
I mean, here's the problem with the 12-team playoff. I would make some adjustments. Number one, I don't believe any conference winner or all of them should get a bye. The reality is certain conferences are much weaker than the others. Now, if you win the SEC or Big Ten, you should get a bye. Yeah. But if you're the second best team in the SEC and Big Ten and you play that team tough in the championship game, you probably deserve a bye more than the ACC or a power or a G5 team. I think that's one adjustment that needs to be made.
Yeah.
Another thing I think it
should be a committee. I think it should be a committee, not the committee like we're using now to pick these teams. I think the commissioner should be by committee. Like, put a fucking Chris Peterson in there and Urban Meyer and a couple other guys that know, and then they can get on a panel and say, all right, this is what we do.
But the other thing I would do is I would consistently reseed the teams like the National Football League does.
Yeah, always, yes.
I would not. I just looked at some of these, like Oregon, for them to have to play Ohio State in their first playoff game when they were the presumptive number one team coming in. I thought that was a little unfair. Yeah. I was like, wow, that's kind of terrible. They were better off losing the Big Ten game then.
They beat 3 teams in the playoff. The only team to beat 3 in the playoff. They beat all 3 that are in the playoff. It doesn't make sense. So I don't know. But anyway, I agree with what James said. At the same time, I think that's his little out, Smitty. That's all I'm saying. So it is what it is. Smitty, I know we talked about Matt Campbell. I don't know if you want to go to Kevin Warren right away.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I was just saying that was one of my favorite Steve Kim moments. He was just going in and he was describing all the different types of shit that Alabama was. So we please cut that.
Good. I don't get it. There's no other team that can lose to consistent 6-loss teams. They're like, yeah, but they're Bama. I don't give a shit. This is about
the only issue I have is that we put a Clemson team in who all their losses are to SEC teams. That's the issue I have. That's the fight back I have. You lost your last game to an in-state rival who's another SEC team. You get blown out by Texas, an SEC team, and you lost to Georgia the season.
You say they got blown out. They were within a touchdown in the second half. I don't, like you can make an argument, but Alabama was not good this year. They were okay, and Jalen Milroe has shown that he's a great NFL prospect and running back.
I'm just saying. We're so contradicting though in this current selection committee and how we're doing it. If you're ranked 11th, why aren't you in the fucking playoff? I'm just saying. I agree with you. I'm just saying you're 11th ranked team. There's a 12-team playoff. I get this stupid. That's all I'm saying. Like, I don't agree they should have been in, but I do agree I would have Alabama in over SMU. I would have Alabama in over Indiana.
But I'd have Miami over Bama, though.
I'm going to say I would have a lot of those teams in. I'm just saying. That's a whole nother discussion, but I'm just saying.